Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, we look at some sporting stories as we quickly talk about Nigerian Federations Cup. We're gonna those days when we always at least end it late, but right now the Nigerian Football Federation Executive Board met and they agree that this year's Federations Cup will actually end in time. That will be in May, and they are trying to look at how everything will work well concerning Nigerian football. Starting with our first story, 2023 Federations Cup to kick off in May, NFF. Well, that's the first story we'll be looking at. And I have in the studio Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
Yeah, good evening, Adeni. It's my pleasure to be back to studio. Happy birthday once again.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So concerning the preparation, I think for the first time in the country, and for the first time when it comes to Nigerian Professional Football League, and I think we are getting it right, honestly. And what do I mean by saying we are getting it right? In terms of adequate planning, unlike what we had before. On the last Confederation Cup that we played, we had to pick a team, Kwara United, because we didn't plan early enough to know when the league will finish and how to commence the competition. So I think all stakeholders need to come together and give the IMC, the NFF, all the necessary support that they need to make sure that the league ends as and when stated. I think it's a very good development we are seeing in our Nigerian Professional Football League. We started having confidence in the league again. We started having confidence in the NFF. We started having confidence in the IMC. And apart from the adequate planning mechanism that they've put in place, now proper and adequate communication. We are getting that communication. We are not asking for the communication.
They are giving us. People are knowing
what is happening. When are you supposed to do this? If you don't do this, if there's going to be an issue, they will not wait until the wee hours before they tell you that these are the problems that we encounter. So that communication is very, very, very good. So for this, I think they are doing a very, very good job.
And to let you know, while we're talking about the Federations Cup it's going to come up, as they said, a week before the MPFL ends. They will make sure the Federations Cup will also be on, so that they can at least everything will go hand in hand for us to have the winner. The winner will be want to represent Nigeria at the CAF Confederation, and at least everything will be put in place for us to have our own representative when it comes to the Federations Cup. Whoever wins it, that will be a very good move coming from the Nigerian Football Federation. Looking at the fact that by May this year, they want to make sure they end the league and also get the winner of the Federations Cup, so that the league can also kickstart in August. That's a good one there, and also for us to be able to have all our teams ready instead of picking players that could not, that might not go well with some clubs who didn't like that particular style. So right now, everything is going well, communication is going well, coming out at the right time, and from Olawale Peters, it is the right move to the right direction. Now let's talk about the issue that came up just a few days ago concerning the IMC. The former Minister of Youth and Sport, Bolaji Abdullahi, was talking about the reason why the current IMC was actually instituted. But a football stakeholder has actually replied to the former minister, scrapping of LMC way forward, because having IMC now, they've done what the LMC couldn't do for so many years, and it's better for Nigerian football than the LMC. One way or the other, the football stakeholder, although name withheld, was trying to talk to the former minister that the IMC is far better than the LMC.
It's glaring. It's glaring. We don't need a microscope to look at it. that's the truth. It's something that is very, 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 very glaring. And you know, some people and have been in a position of authority and power before, they still want to remain relevant by getting media attention. That is what I can take from the comment from the former minister, because if not, with what the IMC have done for a very long time, we had a take-off grant of 200 million for all the registered 20 players and the
clubs.
Clubs, and the money were disbursed to them up front during his regime as the minister of sports. It was during his time that we went to London Olympic in 2012, and we came back with 0 medal. During his regime, during his time, that is failure, because taxpayers' money were wasted for that event. But we are talking about a new executive that are putting things on, not that we have where we're supposed to be, but at least
something is being done.
Saturday that will be good. You start seeing it from Thursday or Friday. If you are going for an event, a wedding, and the wedding is on Saturday, on Thursday you have to go to that venue to see the preparation.
What are the things
then
that you
Friday you go there. Okay, is jollof rice smelling? Is the ram cooking? If you didn't see anything until Friday evening, on Saturday when you're going for that wedding, make sure you eat at home before going for the event.
That actually reminds me. Somebody actually, it was a joke anyway, that Chelsea fans like rice and.
I won't respond to that. You can direct that to Chelsea fans. I'm not a Chelsea fan. I'm a sport analyst here to analyze sports.
So I just remember as we were saying rice, and I just picked that. Okay, one fan actually said, well, that was the time they went for a match and they were smelling rice from.
Okay, now can you tell me who doesn't eat rice at least twice or 4 times in a week in this country, including you?
As an Ijesha man, who love pounded yam?
No. If you look at the history of Ijesha, we used to have Ijesha rice.
Okay.
In those days, yes or no?
I know, but
so how can you from Ijesha have a rice in your hometown and you be claiming what you eat is pounded yam? Okay, away from that. So I think the IMC have done very well. Even if you look at the referees also, they paid their indemnities before the competition started. We have sanctioned for teams, for clubs that we have a reported case of what's the name of this one man riot.
The
Bayelsa issue. Immediately, they didn't set up a committee to look at what happened.
That will be taking time and.
Immediately, 3 points deducted. You have money to pay. You have this to pay. So they are bringing sanity into the Nigerian Professional Football League, and you are now saying. It's looking for irrelevant, and in fact, nobody should even take his story apart from today. It should just end there. Because if it has a point, if it has a reason, come out to criticize the IMC.
Or the minister.
We've been criticizing them when they are doing the wrong thing. But now that they are doing the right thing,
they're still coming out.
Sunday Dare has done so well when it comes to sport development in Nigeria. I use the adjective sport. I didn't say football. Sport development, because he's not a minister of football. He's a minister of youth and sport. So he has done a lot of things. I wish there is more time for him to continue on his tenure. You'll see where Nigeria will be when you're talking about sport development in Africa. So I think the former minister should just, he has had his opportunity to tell us what he has to offer the country, and we've seen what he achieved by going to London Olympic and came back with 0 medal. Someone like that should not even be talking again.
What a way to go, talking about Nigerian football. They are scrapping LMC really a way forward from a stakeholder. And right now, the IMC Interim Management Committee are doing everything possible to see how they can better the lot of football development in Nigeria. The NPFL bridging is on, and right now they play 7 matches by each club. They'll be going for 18, and right now as we speak, referees are being paid their indemnity to their account, and you look at the clubs giving 10 million naira each to kickstart this season as a grant, and also they do at least they're making sure all the issue of irregularities in officiating have been dealt with. Really serious blow. They are not a kid glove, and we're giving you updates concerning that story. Let's go to the big one for tonight. UEFA Champions League is back, round of 16, and we look at matches that will be coming up tonight. The big boys, because right now the big boys are back when it comes to football. AC Milan, Tottenham Hotspur. Let's take it from there before we talk about PSG. AC Milan, Tottenham. When you look at both of them in their different country league now, AC Milan, you cannot compare where they are to. Maybe I should just really tell them the same, because Tottenham, so it's not as if they are too down, but their performance have been a bit fluctuating. So Tottenham, AC Milan, where do you stand? Let's look at this.
Yeah, it's their performance has been fluctuating, but if you go back the history lane, a lot of people don't even know that this same Tottenham, they are the first British team to win a major or international trophy in England. That was in 1963. And they are the first team to also add the inaugural UEFA Cup in 1972. So if you look at the history also, AC Milan, they've won the Champions League 7 times. So that shows that the two teams They are not a pushover. They didn't get to where they are right now. They didn't get to this stage by fluke. Their current performance may not be optimal, but it doesn't mean your performance during the league or in your respective league game is different from when you are playing the Champions League. It's totally different. That's why you hardly see a team winning the league, winning treble. The league, the FA, and very few clubs have won it in the history. Inter Milan, Manchester United, and Real Madrid, Barcelona, the Bayern Munich. Only 5. From how many clubs do we have in Europe playing this particular competition? That tells you that the tempo is totally different from all other competition. Tonight's match is anybody's game. Anybody's game in the sense that the two teams, they don't have much history. They only met once in 2010, 2011 competition, and it was during the round of 16 also, in which Tottenham, they won. Courtesy and Pet Crouch 80-minute goal in San Siro. So that shows that they've played twice. Tottenham won once, the Jew won also. So that shows that Tottenham is going to the game with that advantage, head-to-head advantage that, okay, we've met twice now, I won you once, we drew once, we are yet to win me. Let me go into that performance also. And if you look at the Tottenham last performance also, especially their match against Manchester City, they played very, probably because their coach, he was sick, he wasn't on the touchline.
That's Conte.
Maybe, yes, Conte, maybe they played for the coach also. So I'll give it a 50-50 chance. It's anybody's game. It's what happened when I see the selection and when I see the formation, I'll be able to determine who will really take the day. Let me see also if Richarlison will be back to play, because this is a game that he comes in and he performs wonder. Yes, and then you look at Harry Kane also, it's a prolific striker, and if there's anything that the guy wants right now, that really needs right now, is to win a trophy. Unfortunately, they got to the final before, but they lost.
And looking at what you just said, for him being hungry for trophy, but do you think, although I know it can happen in Champions League, but do you think this guy, like he was advised that if he wants to win trophy, he should leave Tottenham Hotspur?
Well, I agree with that school of thought that if you want to win a trophy,
was saying that,
because if you're talking about trophy, you shouldn't be concentrating on only one trophy. You should be looking at a team that can be competitive in all the competition, a team that can compete for Premier League, a team that can compete for FA Cup, a team that can compete for League Cup, even Community Shield, and even Champions League. So you have 4 competitions.
Or even Europa, or even
the
conference.
Europa or the conference also. So you have to look at that. And the question is, the current squad that Tottenham they have, do they have what it takes to win a trophy? Capital, yes. They have a very good, formidable team. What they just need to work on is their cycle. They need to work on their psychology. They need to work on their morale. They need to have this winning attitude, to go attitude. That is what I think they need to really do. And they have a coach, a world-class coach that won it before. In terms of Antonio Conte, I think he needs to instill that should I call it a discipline, or that orientation into them, that there's nothing Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester City, or Man United. Oh, sorry, I would like to mention Manchester United. They are not even playing in the Champions League again. So let's talk about those
fans out there.
So look at those that have really won it before. That there's no difference between you and them. The only difference is make sure that you make use of your chances. If you have 3 shots on target, try as much as possible to convert 1 or 2. Your defense line, let them be as strong as it used to be before. With that, I think they can get something.
A tough match is going to be between AC Milan, the one they call Rossoneri, versus Tottenham Hotspur over there in San Siro. Big match that will be coming up between the two clubs, and they'll be fighting for honors tonight. And now let's look at the second one. That has to do with PSG, the team of the big boys, where they spend money so easy. Bayern Munich versus PSG, a match. This game,
When you see PSG, it reminds me of money is not happiness.
Seriously.
It's not money that gets you happiness. It's not money that gets you everything. If it is money, since 2011, when the new owner came in, I think they're supposed to have won Champions League like
three or four times.
So the only time they got close to it was 2020-2021 season, in which this same Bayern Munich defeated them 1-0. So for like how many years? So I think this is their trophy right now to lose, because if you look at what they have, the current squad, on a yearly basis, they try to buy the best player to come to their league, and for one purpose, to win the Champions League.
And it's not coming.
Let's see, maybe the Messi magic that he used to win the Copa America and the World Cup, maybe you use it to assist them to win the Champions League. And if you look at the statistic between the two teams and head-to-head, they've been very interesting, and they've met 11 times, and PSG won 6 times, Bayern Munich won 5 times. They've met in quarterfinal once. That was in 2019-2020 season, in which PSG defeated Bayern Munich. 2020-2021, Bayern Munich, they met with PSG again in final. Bayern Munich defeated PSG. So it's like you did for me in 2019-2020 in the quarterfinal, 2020-2021 in the final. Now,
the one for 2020-2021 is more painful because the final.
The final, yes.
Very painful.
No, both. Knocking a team out in the quarterfinal and knocking them out in the final, they are both painful because you've already truncated them from progressing to the final. And the same thing will happen tonight. But I expected PSG to win the match tonight. What do I mean? To score as many goals as possible. Away goals, away rules doesn't count again. It's about the number of goals you are able to score. When you have the likes of Mbappe operating from the flank, you have the likes of Messi operating from another flank also, and you now have the likes of Neymar controlling. Sincerely, take it or leave it. They have what it takes. They just need to be on top of their game, in top form, in top shape, make use of all their chances. I think it's their game to lose tonight. So I give it to PSG for this match.
We wait to see if his prediction will actually go well. Standing with PSG against Bayern there. And for AC Milan, Tottenham actually sitting on the fence because of the two teams' performance. Well, Champions League is really back. Round of 16 there. AC Milan versus Tottenham, PSG, Bayern. And before we wrap it up, let's quickly run through some transfer gossip. Talking about teams like Real Madrid right now. They are trying to do their best from the way it is. They are tracking Juventus forward, Dusan Vlahovic, and Tottenham Richarlison for Karim Benzema. By the time Benzema, at least they want to get a replacement before Benzema leaves.
Okay, like you call it transfer gossip. So it's I call it window shopping. So you go to the supermarket, you just window. Because if you look at the two players we're talking this time around, Richarlison, Kane may likely leave Tottenham at the end of this season. His contract is expiring next season. So if Tottenham did not cash out now, it would be a great loss. That's the truth. So the best option for them, and he's not ready and willing to sign another contract for Tottenham. Manchester United, they're already waiting, and don't be surprised, the likes of Chelsea or Arsenal, they can come and hijack the deal also. So I don't see them selling Richarlison because Kane would go, Richarlison would go.
So they want to retain him.
So they want to retain
Richarlison. What about Vlahovic?
Him also, with the current situation that Juventus, they found themselves on the table, next season, they have to fight to play in the Champions League and also fight for the Scudetto, because both the Scudetto and Champions League is over for them this season. Their good performance that make them to sit 9th on the log table is can only take them to Europa Cup or Europa Conference League, not the Champions League. And they want to let go of their striker. I sincerely doubt if they will allow that to go. So I see it as a white sheet for Real Madrid.
Let's see. We just come for Victor Osimhen. Osimhen is available.
And I think that would be a very good one for them to look out for. Victor Osimhen, but Real Madrid, they don't have history of signing African Nigerian players. And all these things goes with politics, and it goes with the history, tradition, and the culture also.
Well, let's see where Victor will be landing by the time the season actually ends. Now we talk about a player that cost about 222 million euros in 2017. Neymar. PSG are ready to cash out on Neymar. They're ready to sell Neymar. They want to sign for Barcelona 222 million. That's 196 million pounds in 2017.
Okay, and I think whoever is buying Neymar right now is buying his brand, is buying him for business. Yes, he's still a fantastic player, but not as you can't put Neymar in the same basket with Haaland, Bellingham, Mbappe, or what have you. But he has his own brand, just like Cristiano Ronaldo has his own brand. Maybe it's another Saudi calling for him, because the Saudi team. Imagine when you have a Saudi team with the likes of Neymar and Cristiano Ronaldo playing in their league, a lot of attraction, and it will also help them in their bid for 2030 World Cup. And who knows, Chelsea, they have the money. They may also get in for two reasons: to motivate the player, because they need that kind of a star in their young team that they are building right now. They need someone that have almost won everything, that needs to tell them, that needs to really, really motivate them that you can do it. I started like you also, and look at where I am today also. Then for business also, imagine if Neymar should leave PSG to Chelsea. You see a lot of attraction, media attraction, the jersey, the sponsorship that will come in also. And you know how flamboyant he is also, so probably his lifestyle may suit Chelsea than going to Saudi Arabia for that kind of flamboyant life.
Let's see what will be happening concerning Neymar there. Now, the last one has to do with Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are back for Tottenham's player, talking about Harry Kane, and also considering Kolo Muani of Eintracht Frankfurt as alternative. If they cannot get Harry Kane, they go for Kolo Muani.
I think they should go for Kolo Muani. And honestly, it would be difficult for them to get Harry Kane. That's the truth. His style of play doesn't suit German league. Talk less of Bayern, for example. Its style of play is more suited for Premier League. Honestly, I don't see Harry Kane leaving Premier League to play. It's 29 going to 30 years. So that means the age is not really on its side, and he has about 1 or 2 years to try and win a trophy. At Tottenham that he is currently now, he has won what he can really win. Is the highest goal scorer of all time, with 264 goals currently now. I think he has achieved that. To have a trophy, I sincerely doubt how possible it is. But going to another Premier League, like even Manchester United, Arsenal,
but Tottenham are saying they will not allow him to go to a rival club.
Okay, and that is if they want to sell him this season. What if he decided that, okay, I want to play for Arsenal, and if you don't sell me, I'll wait till next season. Next season we are talking about, by December, legally, he can start talking to a club when he has 6 months left on his contract. So by December, they can agree verbally with Arsenal. Who is going to lose? Tottenham, because it's going free of charge. It's something that they need to look into.
They need to look into that. Talking about Harry Kane right now with Tottenham Hotspur, considering the fact that Bayern are really closing to see how they can get him. If they cannot, they go for Kolo Muani of Eintracht Frankfurt. That's it on 360 Sport on Trust TV. Olawale Peters, thank you very much for coming on the show. It's my pleasure being here, and happy birthday once again. So you are really a lover boy, February 14. No, I'm just a sports presenter. Thank you very much. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.